Ram is about to make a massive mistake again. According to my dear sources, they're planning on bringing back the 392 Hemi, but the problem is only in the most expensive Ram 1500 trims like the Limited and the Tungsten. And you need to spend over $70,000 to just get a base 392 Hemi and a Ram 1500. Or you can go to Ford and spend less money for 800 horsepower in one of their F-150 supercharged kits. And what if I told you I'm going to break down Ram 392 plans while locking behind luxury trims is a huge mistake, and what they need to do to stay competitive against Ford and Chevy. And yes, that includes bringing back some trims like the RT and the Rumblebee as affordable street trucks. Okay, well, over 48,000 friends, and the 58% of you guys who are watching these videos but haven't subscribed to the channel yet, help a butter out to try to get to my first milestone of 50,000 subscribers. I'm like right there on the edge, right there on the cusp of getting to 50,000. So help a butter out, subscribe to the channel, and let's get right into the most obvious problem facing Ram today, which is pricing. Now, you can walk into a Ford dealer, for example. You can go buy an F-150, a 5-liter V8 truck, an XL version for $48,000. Not a single cab. This is like a whole full super cab, right? So I'm not trying to play a bait and switch game right here. 48 grand, and then you can basically add a Whipple supercharger to it with a factory warranty, and you can walk away with 800 horsepower for less than what, about 60 grand. Meanwhile, if you want to go to Ram, you got a 540 horsepower high output Hurricane that you're forced to get up into what, a RHO, a Tungsten, or limited trim, over $70,000 for hundreds of less horsepower. That's not bang for your buck performance. That's basically punishment to me, right? I mean, it's no wonder Ford is one of the best selling trucks in the world. And Ram is close to even losing even more market share and almost about to be the 4th best selling full size truck in America behind Ford, Chevy, and even GMC. GMC is right on Ram's heels. I'm just saying that Ram needs to bridge the gap and offer affordable truck. All these publications, they all waved their pom-poms when Ram announced they had 10,000 pre-orders for the Hemi V8 in 24 hours. But what if I told you that one of the biggest flops during Stellantis' era had more actual pre-orders than the vital Hemi V8 engine? Let's take a look at this.
And you saw it yesterday. It took Dodge years to enter the massive compact UV segment. And the response was exactly what we expected. Some of you were pissed. Some of you think we sold out. Well, I guess it depends on your definition of sold out, because since 8 a.m. this morning, we received 14,000 orders. You truly represent a brotherhood that is embracing this expansion.
The Hemi V8 coming back is not going to bring massive sales if the prices do not come down. And charging $1,200 extra for a decade-old Hemi V8, a 5.7, I think is going to backfire for Ram. And especially now people know there's no carb fines, there's no cafe fines for the foreseeable future. But Ram needs to bring back budget trucks, and they have the trademarks for a couple of options that I picked out for this video. But Ram already owns the names of RT and the Rumblebee. Both are still trademarked, so why not use them? I mean, I can imagine like a 45 to 50 grand Ram RT with a 392 Hemi in there, wide tires, a sport hood, and basically no chrome in sight. There's a cheap bare bones 392 truck that I think would sell in a bunch of numbers. Or maybe even a Rumblebee coming back, and maybe not just yellow color, whatever. Do multiple color like yellow, black, white, stuff like that. And then a 6.2 liter supercharged Hellcat engine, and just tuned just for street action, right? I mean, I think those trucks would just print money if Ram was able to basically just make these suckers bare bones, let customer order them like that, really any options on them, and then go all the way up to like let customers spec them all, or maybe limited money, whatever, right? Go from 40, 50K, all about 60, 70 grand for like high spec models and stuff. I mean, heck, they can even use the the SRT8 moniker name that they still have a trademark for that's active. But the winning formula is always going to be big engines, big power at budget prices. I mean, ever since Carlos Tavares and Stellantis did the whole little formula of charging more for less, sales and profit have gone through the toilet in all of their brands. Across the whole spectrum, sales are just terrible. I mean, there's literally what, no vehicle within Stellantis right now that is like a top seller other than a minivan. I mean, that's basically about it, right? I mean, Stellantis' biggest failure right now is pretending that performance only belongs on the luxury shelf of shockingly high-priced vehicles, right? I mean, you used to be able to get a Scat Pack 392 under 50 grand. And then here we go, you know, you get what? Hellcat Chargers, Challengers, TRXs for like literally less than 70 grand. And then now they want you to pay like Mercedes-Benz prices just to go fast, right? $80,000 for a Charger Daytona that can't beat a lot of cars, right? You got $100,000 for a Wrangler 392, $120,000 for a TRX Final Edition. I mean, they have to get back to making budget performance rather than chasing this huge profit margin, and doing that right there has lost them a ton of market share, right? My dear friend Tim Kaniskis, he knows firsthand that customers want more power than more gimmicks. So let's look at this piece of footage.
We've been trying to make very continuous, deliberate enhancements to these cars every single year. And I make the joke all the time. Look, if I went to our fans, if I went to the people that love Dodge and I said, hey, for next year, I can invest a bunch of money and give you this new entertainment that gives you these 6 new apps, or I give you another 100 horsepower. Which do you want? It's a no-brainer. They're taking the 100 horsepower all day long. So we kept catering to exactly that.
But at the end of the day, Ram could easily drop the 392 and a 6.2-liter Hemi V8 into cheaper trims to dominate Ford and GM. But instead, with them thinking of funneling performance into trucks that are too expensive that they barely sell, I mean, this is just like a formula for not a lot of good success, right? The TRX sold 15,000 units in a shortened year, and they climbed to over 20,000 sales the next following year before they started meddling with the prices and stuff, right? Then they started meddling with the prices, and the sales collapsed, and they went horrible. And I mean, I want Ram to succeed, but barely anyone is going to jump to a Ram Limited and a Ram Tungsten just to get a 392 Hemi, right? I mean, it's way too much money for an old engine. I mean, that's why it makes sense to me to bring back trims like the RT for the Ram 1500 for a bare bones budget truck for a 392 trim, right? If you look at the cost of the crate engines, the 392 Hemi is actually cheaper than the 420 horsepower Hurricane engine and direct connection store. So why are the Hemis more expensive in the production vehicles, but not more expensive in the actual direct connection store? So with no cafe and carb, that is totally backwards. You're not getting fined and penalized, so why not give us cheaper Hemis when you actually can, when the Hemis cost less money? So, I mean, if I was actually invited to these closed door powwow sections, these word around the campfire sessions with actually Ram and these approved journalists and stuff, I mean, I would ask that question, why cannot Ram simply make a cheaper actual Ram truck? Maybe put an RT badge or maybe an Express or maybe a Bighorn and shove in a 392 Hemi that's cheaper than the actual Hurricane engine. I mean, why not have a sub $50,000 Ram 1500 RT with a 392? I mean, what's the problem with that? Or take like a Laramie, for example, and use it as a basis for like a future Rumblebee trim and shove in a 6.2-liter supercharged Hemi V8 in the Rumblebee, and let's say it sells between $60,000 and $65,000, which would be pretty much in the same ballpark if somebody wanted to go buy an F-150 from actual Ford and get a supercharger kit and basically have right around the same amount of horsepower, right? So, I mean, you're literally right there in the same ballpark. So why not Ram do this and consider making budget performance trims? I mean, you don't have to put the world's greatest interiors and the world's greatest features in every single performance vehicle, right? People want simple, cheap performance. I mean, I would rather have a basic interior and 800 horsepower that I can actually afford. And then, I mean, it just makes more sense, right? That's just me at the end of the day. But I mean, there's a good 4 to 5 year window where Ram can make a ton of performance trucks. I mean, they can use that time wisely, build a ton of affordable trucks, get a ton of profit, and I can easily see Ram move back to maybe at least second place for the best-selling trucks in America, right? Ram could literally steal the street truck market, but only if they do it at the right price. So why don't you guys just tell me down in the comment section down below, would you buy a 392 Hemi RT for under 60 grand, or would you just go to Ford and supercharge an F-150 and go that route for basically around the same price, right? Would you guys buy a $60,000 to $70,000 6.2-liter supercharged Hemi V8 Rumblebee if Ram offered it with a basic interior, like something like around the Bighorn or the Laramie? I mean, I think personally that Ram can do some serious damage and get a ton of sales if they drop prices. So I don't want to hear the old tariffs this and tariffs that, because I didn't hear any excuses when Stellantis was at the top of the food chain and they were the talk of the town and they were making like $20 billion a year, just jacking up prices across the board and slowly driving away customers. And now it's finally caught up. So that's why Stellantis want all of us back as customers. But maybe, just maybe, you should guys just offer some cheap performance vehicles. That way you can keep the UAW busy, keep pumping out trucks and stuff, keep making affordable trucks that people can afford. And then I'm just saying that maybe you might see a sales renaissance. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. Do you think that cheaper trims and big power would be a great idea? And do you think it's going to save Ram's bacon? But you know, I have an even better idea, right? Instead of bringing back just the 392 Hemi, maybe SRT should finish one of their old projects and convert the 392 into a 426 Hemi. And you can watch that video right here where I talked about that and broke it down. So until the next time, I'm out.